whispering voice. Hope you're all okay and in good health. Everything's okay here. The weather's changed. It's been very sunny and quite hot. One of the best starts to the summer that we've had, I think, since the 1970s. So it's said on the television, and all the farmers around this area have been saying that it's been very nice having the sun, because it means that they can get the hay in and get all the bales ready, big bales, which they use in the winter to feed all the livestock when the grass isn't growing and all the snow's covering the grass. But they said they haven't harvested so much bales this year as they did last year because of the shortage of rain, really. So now that they've cut all the hay, they're hoping for rain now. So, but I've noticed a lot of fields and a lot of lawns as well starting to turn yellow. They're not growing at all. So I suppose the clouds have come over, and it has forecast rain sort of thing, but it's only been very, very slight drizzle, just damping the ground, really, dampening the ground. But so we may get rain. The farmers are praying for rain, so it's funny in Britain, when the sun is shining, people want it to go away. When the rain is here, they want the sun to shine. And, different, it doesn't matter what the weather, people always still seem to want different weather. And really, we're very lucky in Britain, because we do get a varied weather system. Rain, wind, sunshine, snow, frost, and very lucky that way. When it's hot, it's not hot for long, like in Australia or anywhere like that. But my uncle loves the heat. For an elderly gentleman, he feels the cold very quickly. The blood is thinner, and the hotter the better for him. So he's been his healthiest since it's been hot. So that's nice. But it's no good, the heat, if you're working outside, manual work, because it can be unbearable, I should think. I did suggest to one chap who was busy cutting his hedge, and he was suffering, you could see, but he was determined to finish. I said we should do in this country what they do in France, and let's have and in Spain I think they do it, where the weather's very hot, midday, they all stop for a siesta, and work stops, and I think they work later in the day or something. So I said, if this heat carries on, we'll have to think of doing something like that. But he just carried on. Two of the cats are quite fluffy cats, and yet they still continue to lie in it in the back of the house, and I don't know whether they sort of too lazy to move or what, but they make me laugh sometimes. But they have plenty of water and plenty of shade, so if they need to get out, they can, out to the sun. So there's a lot of magpies around today, I've noticed. I haven't seen so many magpies in one go for a long time. Also, I've noticed that I went on a walk yesterday and the rivers are very, very low. I've never seen them that low before. It's quite frightening when you think if it carries on, we could be in trouble really, but the lakes here are still 70% full, so that's okay, but the only trouble with one of the lakes we have in North Wales, which is towards Denbigh, it supplies Liverpool with the water, and at one time their water rates were cheaper than ours, which didn't make sense to me. It's the water's nearer to us, and yet it's cheaper to pump it to Liverpool. But I don't know. It's a funny thing. But anyway, we're not in a drought yet, and the first thing that Britain does, for those of you listening outside of Britain, if we have, and it's a wonder they haven't done it sooner, I think if we have another week or two of sunshine, you'll hear of the hosepipe ban coming in, and people getting a right mess over it. They can't wash their cars and they can't water the gardens, but it doesn't normally last that long, I don't think. But it's nice to see the sun though, because we've had a hard winter. Minus 13 is the coldest I've seen it, and I know that parts of America, especially Canada, see minus 40 and things like that, which I've never experienced. I'd like to experience it, but one day I will. But minus 13 was very cold, and it's one of the coldest temperatures we've seen in Britain for many, many years. But they do say the colder the winter, the hotter the summer. So far that's proved right. I was feeling sorry for the ducks. Some ducks, wild ducks, not far from where I live, on a lake, and even though there's a lot of people walking around and sitting, they weren't sort of feeding them. So I took them some bread, and I took some sort of like a seed for them, but you see, I don't tend to feed the birds here, very rarely, with bread. A lot of people put bread out for the birds, which obviously is better than nothing, but bread has no nutrition for a bird, because when they eat bread, it fills them up, so they feel full, so they stop eating, and but there's no nutrition. They don't get any nutrition really out of it, or very little. But when they eat seed nutrition in that, which they obviously try to eat in the wild as well, if the food is there, obviously. But yeah, it's not known that bread doesn't have much nutrition for a bird. But that doesn't mean you stop doing it, because it is better than nothing. I landed myself in trouble here, telling people not to feed the birds. But yes, I had goldfinches. I don't know if you know. A lot of you will know what goldfinches are. Beautiful coloured bird. I had 8 of them in the garden. Was it last week? And they normally come in pairs. The female and the male, and there was 8 of them. So there would have been 4 pairs. And a beautiful bird. Yeah, and the woodpecker. The lesser spotted woodpecker. Beautiful red, black and white. And that was Mr. Woodpecker, who a couple of minutes later was joined by Mrs. Woodpecker. But she's not as colourful as him. It's the same with the blackbird. The male blackbird is black, but the female blackbird is brown. I suppose if you didn't think, if you thought of a blackbird as black, as its name is, you would think the whole species was black, but its females are brown, and the male is black. And it's known as one of the most, the voice on the bird, the blackbird is the most, the words come out of my head, the choral, it's the most choral song of clarity and, so, can't think of the word now, but its song is one of the best in Britain. It's very nice. It's one of the first birds I hear, the first thing in the morning here, and there's nothing nicer than that for me. Anyway, I've seemed to have mumbled on about birds and all sorts of things, so I'm sorry about that. Just came into my head. I'm sorry I haven't done the relaxation video yet, but I'm trying to get the panning left to right. I know I've done it in previous videos, but I'm trying to get it more perfect, if you know what I mean. And so hopefully when I do it, it will be slightly better than the last ones I've done. But I hope you found this relaxing enough anyway, and I hope it helps. But that's a bit of an update on things here. Very cloudy now, just looking out. Oh, I tell you what I did yesterday. I went to a local car boot sale, and I looked around, and there was a chap selling a pair of ducks. Not real ones, obviously, just ornaments. And these 2 ducks just stood out on this table, sort of looked at me. So, and they're beautifully done, like a mallard, but not the colours of a mallard, just brown. And I asked him how much he'd like for them, and he said £1 for the 2. So I'm very pleased with that. So they've got a good home now, and they're sat in front of me, probably wondering why I'm whispering into a microphone talking to myself. But anyway, I won't waffle on. Many thanks for listening, and hope you all stay happy and well. And of course, keep relaxed. And I'll speak to you all soon.